Hi, welcome. Right, this is the example 3 for worksheet 1B. Alright, for worksheet 1B, we're doing question 3D. Alright, starting on question 3, we'll be going through question 3D. Alright, for the past two video, example 1 and 2, we're still using the same three general steps. Common denominator first for fraction, either add or minus, subtract another fraction, combine to one single fraction, and then lastly expand and simplify. Now, so over here you see 3D. Now the denominator, there is a common denominator. Alright, just the one have a square, the other doesn't have. Right, so for this type of question, right, it will be basically the easy one. Okay, it's actually in fact easier than what you've done in question 2. Okay, so over here, what I need to do is basically common denominator is actually employing the same method. Okay, just that now the numerator and denominator I multiply by 7 minus 4d. And because the denominator is the same, I'll just need to write a square instead. Okay, and that's it. Alright, so next thing, combine to a single fraction, same as before, combine to a single fraction. Right, I do not do expansion, so just combine first. Don't be in a hurry to expand. Alright, don't be in a hurry to expand. So combine to a single fraction, expand, and after that simplify. Right, so this is question 3D. Alright, expand and simplify. Right, next we're going to move on to question 3H. Right, so question 3H. Now this is basically a combination of question 2 and what we have seen in 3D. Right, so H basically first step, common denominator, right? So from question 2 we know that, okay, I need to factorize. Okay, I need to factorize, but now this factorization cannot do by common factor. Alright, cannot do by common factor. It's not a special product, so I can only factorize by the cross method. Alright, so factorize. Now I'll show you the solution first. Okay, this is the solution. Now, a bit of recap on how to do the factorization. Alright, so factorization, I want to factorize 7p plus 11p plus 4. So I have the area method, 7p square on the top left, the constant on the bottom right. Then over here, 7p square, alright, 7p multiplied by p to give me 7p square. Alright, there's no other way because p7 is a prime number. Alright, so only 7 times 1 gives me 7. There's no other factors. Okay, then how about 4? Alright, so for 4, there are two groups of factor. It's either 2 times 2 or 1 times 4. Alright, so this one I need to do the try and error method. So I can have, if I put 2 and 2 over here, I'll realize that I'll have 14p and 7p. Right, 14p and 7p, right, they don't add up together to give me 11p. So I can't use them. Right, so this one is out. Then I will have to use 1 multiplied to 4. Right, so if I put it this way, this one 7p times 1 gives me 7p. 4 times p gives me 4p. And 4p plus 7p, 11p. So this check is very important. Alright, don't just put in any factor and then you don't do the check. After you put in the factor, you must do the check to see whether is it correct or wrong. Now, this factorization, you must do it with patience. Okay, because this year at Sec 3, it is no longer just a question by itself. It's part of a longer question. So if you make a mistake here, well, it's going to affect your entire question. Alright, so over here, I would like to share with you some tips. Okay, some tips. Okay, how do you guess, so-called guess the factor? Now, only for this type of question, whereby it's a fraction, either plus or minus another fraction. Now, I look at the factor of the other fraction. It is 7p plus 4. Correct? It's 7p plus 4. So there's a very high chance that when I factorize this, one of the factor will be the same, 7p plus 4. Alright, because most questions will only have two brackets with the algebra inside. Alright, very rare cases you have 3. Alright, but having said that, you must still do the check. Alright, but that one I'm just showing you a tip so that it may be easier for you to factorize or guess the factor. Alright, so let's continue with this question. So comparing these two factors, well, 7p plus 4, 7p plus 4, they are the same. The p plus 1 is a additional one in the first fraction. So first fraction don't have to do anything. Second fraction multiply by p plus 1 to the numerator and denominator. So doing so much is actually just all for common denominator, so that my denominator is the same. Right, after which combine into a single fraction. This step actually I find that is the easiest out of the 3 steps. So combine into a single fraction. Again, don't expand. Next, expand and simplify the answer. Alright, expand and simplify to the answer. Alright, please proceed on to do the rest of the question, okay, of the workbook. The question you can view from the math side. Thank you.